everyone. Welcome to My B2B Coach 5 Tips. Really excited to have Michael Caito, a longtime leader and friend from my entrepreneurs organization. Good to see you, Michael.
Hey, great to be here, John. Thank you.
So this is your 5 tips. So I'm excited to have you share that with our audience.
Yes.
We're going to start with tell us a little bit about yourself and then go right into your 5 tips.
Cool. Michael Caito, live out here in California. Got 3 boys and had a company. My first company was Restaurants on the Run, sold it to Grubhub. And my current company, which I was a client of for 15 years, is MAP Consulting, where we help companies put a goal setting system of accountability in their business.
No, that's awesome. And I just know that I used MAP a lot early in my career too at Offwire. So good choice here. So let's get going with your 5 tips. Let's start with the first.
You got it. First one, safety. What do I mean by that? That's kind of, I kind of like roadmap these in a little bit, in a way, so they kind of go together, line up. Number 1 is safety, which is, it's about you. Being a great leader starts with yourself, understanding yourself, and really doing that complete 360. But the way to then take it to another level is to share some of that 360 feedback and the things that you're going to do to get better. Share that with your team that you're leading. That in itself will create the psychological safety needed between you and the team for sharing to happen.
Oh, that's great. Next one
is goal setting. I mentioned in the company that I bought, that's our specialty, but it's critical to not only have everybody from top to bottom, goal setting on a month-to-month basis. Just like you would in your business, you do it on an annual basis. Some people do it on a quarterly basis, but to really make this a system and wrap your entire company around a system that facilitates goal setting in your company.
Excellent. Next tip
is team. The funny thing about this is really just a byproduct of the first 2. If you've created a psychologically safe environment within your team, and then you put the accountability, the goal setting system around that, the team naturally starts to come together because trust is built. There's authentic and real conversations, and people are doing what they say they're going to do. And if they're not, they're probably leaving on their own from the company and the team. So the team automatically forms through this process.
No, that's nice. I really like that combination. Next one.
The fourth tip is solving problems. Like, a lot of times we sit in some of these meetings and we just talk about stuff and nothing gets done. It's important to have a process, and there's a few different ones out there, where you can take an issue, you can problem solve it, and create action and accountability coming out of that session.
Coach, tell me about that.
Coach is the last one. It's like everything I'm talking about here, it's like you can try to do yourself, but that's really hard sometimes. And every top athlete, and I won't go into all their names, we all have heard them before, have always had a professional coach, someone helping them to make them better. I believe that it's critical that you not only have a coach for yourself, but you have a coach for your team to help your team do the things that I just spoke about. And those are my 5 tips.
Oh, those are great tips. I would ask a quick question about the psychological safety. A lot of times I hear people about a little bit of a process and goal setting, but I really like that you started with psychological safety. How important is it for that leader to be a little bit vulnerable or share what's going on with their team?
Listen, I think it's very important because that's gonna bring the bond, and it's about the word trust. That's where the trust comes from. I'm not talking about crossing the line with your team. Listen, you're their boss. There's a line that you really don't cross, okay? But you can be authentic. You can be a little bit vulnerable with them. That's going to be really important for them to, to follow your lead.
Oh, that's good. I totally agree with that. Psychological safety, it starts with that. That's what gets those great conversations going. You've always been a great leader. So let me share where this is where we can get a hold of you.
Absolutely. Happy to chat with anybody. Shoot me an email and, introduce you to any tools or connections that I can help you with.
That'd be great. Well, I appreciate you sharing your 5 tips with us today.
Pleasure. Thanks, John, for having me. It was awesome.
Thank you.